All right, so I was given an assignment. Create a highly compelling, aesthetically pleasing fashion campaign video. Sure, no problem. Never done anything like it before. My script felt kind of lackluster. Nothing seemed to be working right until I tried out Grok's new image and video models inside of ImagineArt Workflows. Here's what I came up with, and let me show you how I did this. Rapid fire brainstorming, prototyping, so cheap, so fast. Check it out. Not bad, right? That's not where it started out. Let me show you. So I started off with Claude. He's my favorite LLM. And we were just brainstorming on a script and just how we could make this work. I thought I had something that was going to be cool until I actually started jumping into it. So he gave me image prompts. My usual workflow is have him create a system prompt. Claude creates my system prompt for me. I then start generating, images from that system prompt with the individual prompts. And I just didn't like it. I didn't like what was coming back. I was looking for a certain aesthetic with my model. I was going to have the video be a man and a woman. And I don't know, these were okay. These were actually Grok at first, but I didn't like the prompts. They were giving me okay models. Some of them were a little too Instagram-y for me. But when I started actually running them down and creating my individual outfit prompts, nothing was really hitting for me. I felt like it just wasn't going in a good direction. So I decided to just do a really simple prompt, haute couture fashion campaign, shot on Kodachrome, off-center framing, unusual perspective. I played around with other adjectives here. I had evocative and seductive, and I was just trying to get whatever a vibe of fashion would be. And then I just started generating rapid fire. So XAI Grok image and ImagineArt Workflows cost you 12 credits per gen. Really cheap. That's about the same as running an LLM prompt. I think a typical LLM prompt is 8 to 12 credits. So compared to what a Nano Banana Pro prompt costs you, you're talking 80 credits versus 12. You can afford to do a lot more of these. And let me tell you, it was worth it. Some of these were just inspiring to me. I liked the old film look. I was looking for something like 8mm stock, found footage. I wanted the warm color tones, the film degradation, it's a little softness, a little blurriness. I didn't want just crystal clear, sharp. And just playing around, just doing rapid fire image generation. I think this was the first one that really caught me and inspired the aesthetic of this video. And then we get to, I think you'll actually see, this one ended up being a great clip that I didn't end up using. It just didn't fit the vibe of the rest of it. But let me see if I can find the first one that we actually used. I think I used this one. I had this one in there at first. It was a pretty interesting clip. The VHS scan lines. I thought Grok was doing such a great job at capturing a certain feel that I was looking for, that I was going to have to do a lot of work to add in post if I didn't get it, in camera, quote unquote. This was the one that really got me. When I animated this one and I saw how she was walking and how the fabric was flowing, I was like, yes, there it is. So I started just splitting these out. And I did this all in a few nodes, or a couple of nodes here, where I was just changing my source image node over here and then prompting the video and just running it. So I have like 40 videos collected here. Again, Grok, really cheap. It's only 180 credits to generate a video, compared to like, 1,200 something credits for VO3. I think it's 1,200 credits, something like that. The one problem, 720p resolution, not ideal. I'm sure they'll get up to 1080p soon, but I was able to, for the sake of showing a 1080p version of it for this tutorial, I was able to just use the upscaling feature in ImagineArt Workflows using the Topaz upscaler. I split the video up into 20-second segments and then composited it all back together, no problem. So I started playing around with some of the videos from the Grok. Like this one was inspired. It had this vibe, this feel of old school retro throwback. That one was a little racy. And let me see if I can find the one where her dress is flowing. That one really got me. Yeah, there it is. I loved it. It felt, the way she was walking, I don't know, it felt like a fashion campaign. I spent a bunch of time researching. I found a YouTube playlist where it was like 100 or so fashion campaign videos, just started absorbing those over the weekend. And this one felt like that to me. So I started splitting these out, came up with some, I downloaded several of the clips, and I had found a song. I created a song in Suno that I was going to use as the bed for the track. And that's how I approach videos, by the way. I approach them as a musician. To me, video editing feels a lot like playing an instrument. You're just using the video as your instrument. And so you're trying to catch the beats. You feel where the video needs to change more than you know it. It really is intuitive, like you're following the song. So I downloaded a few of these clips, started compositing them together, and then I had this idea, and this is what really brought the video together for me. What if a model was in a cave and there was a bunch of TVs just surrounding her, or behind her, and they were all showing a composite image of her? And so I had Grok give me that concept, and it was doing some funny stuff where it was, messing up how she looked. Okay, we could fix that in post, no problem. This one, though, I liked the vibe of the cave. I liked the vibe of her dress. I didn't have my, composite background image the way I wanted, but no problem. I can fix that in Nano Banana Pro. The model, Nano Banana Pro, is so good. As long as you get close enough to what you're looking for, you can usually edit to tweak it and get you all the way along. So I first just tried playing around with a version of it. Not really the feel we're going for. The TV doesn't, TVs aren't moving. They're just very static. So I went into Nano Banana Pro, edit the TVs to be representing one giant image of her all combined across the TVs. And voila, that's what I was looking for. So I just started modifying these and creating different variations of this room, this cave that she's in. Reposition the model to be off-center in the frame, have her reclining against the rock wall, keep the TV showing a unified image of her. And Nano Banana Pro handled that excellently. Imagine what this would cost to produce normally, like getting a cave, a location scouted, and then having power, all these vintage heavy TVs, the lighting. I mean, being able to shoot something like this, I think this whole video took me like 3-4 hours, including all the editing and, finding the B-roll footage. Nothing like this has ever been possible before. It's nuts. I've been a photographer, a videographer for a few decades now, and this just excites me, thinking like a photographer, what I can accomplish with just a few clicks and prompts to bring my imagination to life, right? Like this TV in a cave concept. Look how real this looks. It's fantastic. I was able to have Nano Banana Pro give me additional angles that really satisfied me as a photographer. This looks like a real photo shoot happening. Getting an angle, not having her face in there, not having her head in there, just getting the texture of the dress, getting her at different angles overhead, from below. I really loved like how she was walking towards the camera in this one. And I think there was a few other instances of these shots. Oh yeah, I had some of where she was laying down, close up of her face that I used in one place. I did this by just basically editing this first one here. I edited and had Nano Banana Pro, just a simple prompt like this: hot couture fashion campaign, close shot of part of the model's face and the texture of the fabric on her dress. She is in a different pose and camera angle. The TV showing her visible but very out of focus. Extremely shallow depth of field. It's the exact same scene, just with a macro close shot of part of her face and dress. Do not change anything else. It should look like it was shot on 8mm cinema film, like found footage reel. So I ran 9 of those. Liked some of them. That one was changed. I had to reprompt these because it was changing the dress from what was in the original. I liked this one a lot. I think I ended up using this one in the final. Oh yeah, that was the last one. And then I used the extract feature. I don't know if you've ever seen this in ImagineArt Workflows. This is super handy. This is the first time I've ever discovered it. If you're doing a lot of prompting in one node, you can hit extract node on a single image, or you can split all in nodes. So all of the results, if I hit split all in nodes, I would get 9 instances of the image generation split out. And so that's what we have here. As I was extracting some of these, I'll show you how that works. If you just click on it, extract to node, boom, you get an image and a prompt connected there. That references the original prompt that you made. And then this allows you to animate specific images and keep your workflow looking sane, so you can tell what's going on where. So you can see I extracted these out, I animated them, and I had to do a few passes on each of these to get the vibe I was going for. And what was funny is let me see if I can find the one it was. Was it this one? Yeah, the model's arms start coming out of the TV, total AI slop, but I used it in a way that felt really compelling, in a way like, she's reaching through the TV, and it ended up being a bug, or a feature, not a bug. We can use these AI tools and their peculiarities to create a new form of expression that, if you thought of doing that, it would have required quite the VFX budget to do in post. So both inspiring and impossible until now. So that gave me the base for my video. And then as I was editing it together, I started looking for what else I needed to fill in the gaps. I really enjoyed the shot of this woman walking across the scene, and I needed more of her to give it, to make it look like it was shot in a real world photography session. I needed other things that she was doing. So again, prompted Nano Banana Pro. I need this exact same scene, just shot from a different camera angle as it's cutting to a different point in the video shoot. Then wound up getting some great looks of her in different color tones. That was the thing I really liked. There was different color tones, different angles, but still the same, basic thing happening. Same model, same room. And then I was able to do some fun stuff on how, you can, I used all of these clips. I reversed some of them. I would use time remapping to make some of them speed up and then cut in certain places. Again, I edit like it's an instrument. So I'm trying to make it visually feel like what the song is expressing in that moment. Let me find the clip from the beginning. Oh, I had another angle I was working on of the veiled shots, and I wanted some shots where light was moving rapidly. I saw several directors doing that in the campaign videos I was watching, where you would have a fast motion of light moving, but the model is moving in slow motion. So it's kind of like a time-lapse composite where she's moving in real time, but the light is moving faster than that. And I really liked the look of the veiled models here. Thought that would be a fun thing to play around with. And then I think it was this one. Yeah, she ended up being my opener. I was a little surprised with what came out when I started playing around with the clips of her. I think I had 4 or 5 total clips of her that I used. And they just ended up being what worked best for me to open with. First, I was opening with the cave TV scene, but I felt I wasn't giving enough time to one specific location in a way that felt convincing and real. And that's what I'm going for when I'm making AI videos is, can I make this feel like this was shot for real by a real director, real photographer, real lighting, the whole kit and caboodle. This one felt like it sold it for me. I had the same starting frame generating, and using the same prompt, but getting just different variations of results of what she's doing. And then some of them I would play forward, but then some of them I would reverse and play backwards and connect, so you can't tell that it's the same starting frame. And then by chopping and cutting and interspersing those, created something really convincing. Yeah, I love the expression there. So after that, I needed some B-roll footage. It's really important to have good B-roll footage in a video like this because you're needing space. You need to give your hero shots room to breathe. You need something that you don't want to just be throwing models' faces and dresses at people the whole time. That just doesn't feel captivating, doesn't feel compelling. And so I needed something that would give me space, room to breathe, I liked this idea. All of these were prompt ideas that I got from Claude. I just was like, hey, Claude, give me some B-roll footage. So I had Claude think about it. I sent him screen grabs of the hero shots I was using in the footage I had already and had him get something that would match a similar vibe. I really liked what this came out with. Like, her, this does remind you of the cave that she's in. Obviously, different dress, but the way I was able to sell it in the video was compelling. I felt the old school TVs showing stuff like the endless loop here. That felt like we were seeing a video, one of the TVs in the cave, focusing on one of those. Same here. This reminded me of an old school 80s animation, like really cheesy 80s animation. And then I was able to just layer this on top at like 50% opacity and cut between these two behind the scenes. And it's so convincing you don't even realize it's not the same TV. Like your mind is just like, oh yeah, this makes sense. And you don't realize it's a completely different clip on top. They gelled really well. I didn't like what I was trying to do static here, and yeah, I gotta say Grok video is not great at static. This just felt a little too max headroom to me. It was kind of cool, but didn't really fit the vibe I was going for. Neither did this. I don't think I ended up using this. It's just kind of lame. It was supposed to be a texture shot, and it just didn't match the vibe. I liked this one though, but I used it so briefly, sped up, just to create some visual separation. It kind of lost the plot a little bit, but it did give me some texture, water moving the stones. So yeah, there we go. And then to wrap it up, I needed a title card to show at the end. And for our fake fashion campaign for VECCHIA LUCE. And so I started out by feeding Nano Banana Pro the reference image of her in the cave from overhead here, and had it put my brand name there. And then I ran it again to have it just remove the brand name. So first prompt there, in title card for VECCHIA LUCE fashion campaign. I just had Claude make this up for me. And then basically told it just, remove the model and then remove the text. And then I used VO 3.1 to do an animation for it. And I even ended up using the sound. The sound it came back with was a little funky, but it was synced to the video in a way that I thought was pleasing, and it kind of gave you the feeling of being in a cave. So I was able to make use of that as well. I hope this has been helpful for you. I really am enjoying creating these videos and showing you guys how this is accomplished. What a day we live in where we can just come up with an idea and rapid fire create such compelling imagery so readily, so easily. So again, I'm David with ImagineArt. We'll see you on the next one. Comment workflow below if you want to get a copy of the workflow.